good morning, wherever where you are. Good morning. Um, well, today I want to talk about lies. You know, like people lies. Lies are everywhere. People make books regarding lies, and whatever what is put in those books is seen as fact. But some of us we just know they are lies. People are lying, and educated, smart people go to universities studying those lies and pass those lies down the history pipeline as fact. And yeah, everyone lies. Everyone lies. Like people just keep lying. They go to school studying lies. They go to school learning how to lie to others so they can continue lying. Like it's just normal. People will be there sitting telling you stories, but it's just a bunch of lies. And then there are people who will start living their whole existence in whatever what they have learned, thinking it's fact, but it's lie. It's a lie. There is a spread of lie going around, and it have been going around for centuries. Centuries. I don't know what's going on with humanity today. It seems like some of humans populations is being awakened to those lies. They're just like something is off here. We don't know how we know this, but it's just like no, something is off. But still, the lie keep going on as if those humans do not exist. It's insane. People just keep lying. People are swimming in lies, and we all participating in it. People just keep quiet, like there is nothing there. Those lies are the most they are fact. Let me give you an example. The Christian religions or any type of religion in Africa, people just keep seeing that as the most natural thing that's ever happened. Even there are people who will like or are convinced that those religions came from there because they cannot face the lie, like you have been lied to. It's not fact. If we're in 2000 something and this world have been in existence, I mean this planet or whatever have been in existence for billions of years, don't you think that the way of existing under the sun have probably changed? And it's if it have changed, why do we always think like those who lived in the past were primitive? I feel like today mankind is very primitive in all category. Just look, um, now we are discovering each other. Like mankind is now have reached now at a point where we now start discovering each other, like learning from each other. But we know before Jesus Christ, people knew each other already. They knew in this part of the world, this is the type of mankind lives there. And this type of the world, this area, these are the type of mankind that lives there. And they used to interact without destroying the other type of humans habitat, the other type of humans natural ways of living, or the other nature. All right, people were into they were like one with nature, existing without destroying. All right, today we are now just learning how we can exist on this planet without destroying, how we can exist without feeling like we need to own everything. People have been living on this planet for billions of years, yet we are convinced like we are the pinnacle of mankind, like the technology and everything. I have stories regarding my grandma's, the stories that she told me. Those stories, when I talk about them, Africans, they take them as if they were witchcraft, but that was not witchcraft. That was advanced technology. Advanced technology, very advanced technology. It doesn't exist yet today. It doesn't exist anywhere. But it seems like we are going that side, in that trajectory where we should have those type of technology. This technology, when I came to Americas, uh, seeing superheroes flying, jumping, living underwater, breathing underwater. Um, those are stories we have been, as children, we were being told in Africa. People flies, they fly, you know, they fly to go in other world, in other existence. Like when it's come to death, like people, we knew that when you die, it's not the end. All right, it's not Christianity that teached us that. We know it's not the end, but we pretend like we don't know. People just pretend like they don't know. But I understand that because there were a time in Africa while I don't know when was witch hunt in Western world, but witch hunt is still going on in Africa today. Not only in Africa, but in most of Africans' communities outside Africa. Anybody who's talking about certain traditions, certain knowledge that were passed down, you will be called a witch. It's like we are maintaining each other's in these primitive ways of thinking. We don't want anybody who come along who think different, who's like uh, the whatever what you are doing today, people have been doing this for thousands of years. For example, this eating once per day, like now people are like, oh, I only do omid, I only eat once per day. This new way of eating is very surprising and very healthy for us. But Africans, like most of Africans tribe, they have been doing this for thousands of years, and they have been taught to think that eating that way is a sign of poverty. And then I discovered it's not only Africans, even in Europe before these foods and stuff like uh eating 3 times per day, it wasn't the way of eating. So I can say that humanity, mankind, we had a way of existing that was universal, like everyone was living that way, and that way was taken down because another new way of living came along. And this way of living, it seems like it's artificial to mankind. So mankind is suffering because of these ways of living, these lies we are living in, and we pretend like these lies are like they are real. but they are not. These are lies that we live on, and people are striving on. They think it's the natural way, and people pass along those lies to the next generation. Um, don't ask me what are lies that are being passed around. I can tell you probably 99% of your life, if you don't look into it, you're probably swimming into lies. All right? You are just swimming in it. You're swimming in lies. People enjoy seeing others being suffering because of the lies. So when in the Bible it says like my people suffer for a lack of knowledge, today people suffer a lot. Yet we feel like we have all knowledge in the world. Does that means most of things we see are lies? Does that means all things we take as knowledge, they are not knowledge? So if they are not knowledge, then what are they? They must be lies. And there is a plenty of it. Yet we think we have a lot of information. What if all those information is perverted? What if most of those informations are lies? They just lies. And for those lies to be stopped or to not go to the next generation, people who will be coming into existence today, they have to be people who have a spirit of discernment, people who can see that, yeah, this wasn't here before this lie, yes, this was here before the lie. What is that spirit of discernment you should have? That is your soul being aware, like you are aware, your soul is becoming aware. Although you may be in a young body, but your soul is very old, and it's remembering a state of being of mankind that was not there, let's say 1,000 years ago, but somehow now your soul can remember and know that mankind was not living this type of ways. Mankind was not living this way. And those souls, they have to come into existence and teach humanity the ways, the old ways. The old ways have to be taught again, because lies are everywhere. Somehow, mankind, we find ourselves, we fell into lie. There were a lie that has been spread all over the world. When I'm talking about the world, I'm talking about this timeline. We have been in a timeline where we swim into lies. We just like everything is a lie. Most of the things. But because for a lot of generations, people have been taught so many lies. Souls of discernment have to be reborn again under the sun and reteach humanity the old ways. And that's how it's going to be a challenge for a lot of humans, a lot of mankind. And because these lies is all they know. I will tell you an example of a lie. The food we eat. Someone will be frying, deep fry, a piece of cabbage and then call it meat. Mushrooms are being fried and being called bacon. Piece of vegetables are being mixed and and then called meat. Imagine this keep going on for thousands of years. People will truly start believing that those fake meat are meat. So it seems like the system is there to mislead humanity, because most of mankind, we we are living at a state where we just want to solve our problem, whatever what we're going in right now, we want to solve it now, and then other stuff will come after. I'm hungry, give me food, I don't care, just give me food, give me anything, I just want to eat, I just want to eat, I don't care, just fill up my belly. We don't want to think what we're putting in our bellies. And then another lie is that we should all mankind should be eating the same food. We find ourselves in different part of the world, of planet, for a reason. And but that should not be a problem, because what we have to know is that human body, these vessels, these bodies, they are very adaptive. They can adapt very quickly. Of course, in the beginning, it can be um, painful, but it will adapt. For example, let me tell you, do you know that these cassava Africans, they're like cassava flour, cassava food, cassava flowers, cassava leaves. We eat cassava flowers and cassava leaves. I was a child in Africa, and I remember people coming door to door. I was 10 years old, so I still had, I could see now and I still have memories. People coming door to door teaching my aunties, my parents, anybody, teaching them how to plant cassavas. A new cassava, they call them new cassavas. These new cassavas they were giving them, they were sweet. When you eat them to taste, they were sweet. The old cassavas they used to have, they were very bitter, very bitter. You cannot eat them. Children will, they will not eat those cassavas. The parent will have to cook them, do all type of things before we eat them. But these new cassavas, people got these cassavas were very sweet, and the cassavas were very tall, very big. The cassavas were very big compared to the cassavas that people used to eat before. And that was probably in 1990s. All right, 1990s, early 2000s. That's where my ethnic group got in contact with ways of eating like big cassavas, and they used to have these times where they will go and spread some type of product on it. I didn't know at that time those products were actually a product to make the cassavas big and tall, and they used to spray them on the leaves and everywhere. And then after that, people will go take those leaves and then cook them and eat them. And it just became normal. After a few years, cassava leaves and cassava flowers, they are becoming a staples of African homes food, and we think it's part of our ways of eating. But also, I remember how we used to eat. My auntie's husband used to go in the forest for months, catches wild animals, and when he go in the forest, he will go with I don't know how they call them in English, but in French we call them pygmies. He will go in forests, stay with the pygmies for 2 3 months, and then they will catch wild animals. He will go there with salt, so he will give them salt and they will give him the animals. Those animals, they are now they don't come like fresh. They are smoked meat now, and they will come with a lot of it. And those smoked meat, they will keep them in one area in the kitchen, and that is going to be our food. We will eat that all time. That was the main food we used to eat, meat, a lot of it. I ate all type of meat under the sun. Whatever what you think, yes, we ate it. We ate meat. And that man was so, like, he had so much muscles. He was he was big, all right? Because probably when he goes for 3 4 months, that's all he were eating, smoked meat. And then once in a while, when he comes from there, he will go to the river, to the lakeside, and bring fish, smoke fish. So all these things, like, we as African, we eat vegetables. We don't eat vegetables. We don't eat salad. Like, the first time I saw people eating and cook vegetables was when I came to North America. And every time I will try to eat salad, my belly will hurt me so much. Yet I became a teenager in North America, so I wanted to eat like any other teenager who want to be healthy. Eat salad, and they were very painful for me. I used to suffer. I used to suffer, and not only me, not only me, other Africans in North America, they are suffering. They are eating food they should not be eating. And it's not only Africans, let's say mankind, humanity is suffering. We are eating food that we are not supposed to be eating. But those foods, they are now become a staples of our homes. We truly think that it's normal. Do you know that where I come from, we eat rice once per year? Only at a new year, new year celebrations, that when we eat rice. That's also the time where we were being given new clothes. And it wasn't like because we were poor. It's just like that's the way people were living in that part of the world at that time. But now we live in a world where even if you go in that part of the world right now, all foods that we're eating in North America is the exactly same food they're eating in that part of the world. The cookies, the juices, the vegetables, the salad. They eating salad in that part of the world now, 30 years later. And it seems normal. People think it's normal. 100 years in the future, they will be eating that as if it's part of them. And they will be suffering in this type of mysterious way, sickness. They won't understand where it comes from. Of course, they will scream, there is a witch in the village. And there is no witch in the village. The only witch who is in the village is the lack of your knowledge. You don't have knowledge. You do not remember, or you are refusing to remember and to accept the idea that you and your whole life is a lie. And we go around spreading these lies as if there is nothing there. It's just normal. This really, it's intense. It's crazy. People will come up to you and just start spitting lies. Can you imagine? We know in Africa, at least where I'm from, we know that the when we are children, we play these pretending games. You pretend You pretend this is this and this is that. You pretend. But now we have came in a time where those pretending games, they are being taken as reality. People are locked into themselves, into pretending games 24 hours. They wake up, they're pretending. They go to bed, they're pretending. They wake up, they're pretending. Seriously, walking around with a whole fake head, with fake hair, and you are pretending as if it's your own. You are giving yourself excuses why you have such fake hair. And you want to prove that it's not fake, it's your hair now. We love pretending. All these chemicals put people put in their hair, all these jellies, spray, foams people put in the hair. People, they don't want to think like there can be a chemical reaction that can take in place and have some type of reaction, in your mind. Like, no, we want to pretend like this is how it was, this is how we do. African people, black people, we take care of our hair, and this is the way we take care of our hair. That's a lie, because we have even forgotten how to take care of our hair, because lies have been pushed along for so long that we are now carrying wearing plastic things, plastic hair on our head, synthetic, it's plastic hair on our head, and we walk around with it as if there is nothing. We all know what plastics do on, you know, what plastic does, and when you inject it, we know that it's not healthy. We know it's very dangerous and it can destroy your health. We know that. Somehow we feel comfortable carrying, having those plastics, on our hair, walking around with them, spraying more chemical to it, as if to let that plastic to have a certain reaction with your hair, and yeah, and you're good with it. We are carrying other people's hair on our head and taking care of it as if it's our own, and it's normal. We normalize that. It's okay. Pretending this part is this one and this one is like, people are just walking around pretending. We know, and even if it's come to these things they call countries, we know that 100, 200 years ago they were not in existence. Yet we pretend as that is our nationality. People are ready to fight for it. All right, and because many of mankind, humanity, we have come, we have forgotten who we are. You will be seeing people being born in your families, people awaken to the fact that what's going on is not supposed to be going on this way. And please do not call those people witches. They are not witches. They are just coming back to their senses. They are remembering of what mankind is supposed to be living. And it's not only like, oh, only black people are awakening of these matters. It's the whole humanity. The whole humanity is awakened to the fact that there is a lie spreading around. There is an artificial spirituality going around, and it should not be so. All right.